Let's be real. AI is everywhere. I mean, its power is just exploding day by day. But that brings up a really big question, right? How do we make sure this stuff is actually used for good? Well, in this explainer, we're going to tackle that exact problem, but we're going to use a tool that's surprisingly ancient.
Okay, so section 1, the black box problem. And this is all about what happens when we don't know how an AI decides things. To really get a handle on the whole ethical puzzle with AI, we've got to start here. It's really at the core of what makes this tech so tricky and, frankly, a little scary.
And listen, this isn't some sci-fi movie stuff we're talking about for the distant future. AI is already here, right now. You've got autonomous vehicles on the road, predictive policing systems being used by law enforcement. It's woven into our daily lives in ways we don't even notice sometimes. And, as you've probably seen all over the news, the controversies are absolutely blowing up, keeping pace with how fast this tech is growing.
So what exactly is this black box? Well, here's a good way to think about it. Imagine a genius chef who whips up the most amazing meal you've ever had, but they won't tell you the recipe, not a single ingredient. You get the final dish, but you have no clue how it was made. That's kind of what's happening here. When an AI makes a really important call, like say denying you a loan or flagging someone as a suspect, and we can't see why it made that choice, well, how can we possibly know if it was fair? How can we hold it accountable? We can't.
All right, so how on earth do we deal with this? The answer, and you might not see this coming, isn't from a tech lab. We're actually going way back, like 2,000 years back, to an ancient philosophy. We're going to see how Stoicism gives us a surprisingly practical blueprint for our super modern high-tech problems. At the heart of Stoicism are these 4 core virtues. Think of them as the pillars for making good ethical choices. You've got wisdom, which is all about thinking through complicated stuff logically. Then there's justice, just being fair to people. Courage, which is about doing what's right, especially when it's tough. And finally, temperance, which is basically self-control. These 4 ideas, that's our toolkit.
Okay, this leads us to a really central Stoic idea, and it is so perfect for this AI conversation. It's called the dichotomy of control. Sounds fancy, but it's actually a super simple and powerful idea. It just means you have to figure out what you can control and what you can't. So, what can we control? Things like our AI designs, the policies we write, the ethical goals we set. What can't we control? The crazy complexity of the AI itself, or every single unexpected thing that might happen. The whole point is to stop wasting energy on what you can't change and focus hard on what you can. And what this really gives us is the right mindset. You know how everyone's either screaming that AI is going to save the world or end it? Well, instead of getting caught up in all that hype and fear, Stoicism tells us to just slow down. Prioritize reason over gut reaction. That's how we can look at AI logically and see what the real risks are and what the real opportunities are without all the noise.
All right, so let's get practical. How do we take these big philosophical ideas and actually put them into practice? How do we literally write these virtues into the code that's going to run our world?
Well, first up, we can design for justice. This means we have to actively build fairness and transparency right into the algorithms from the get-go. A great example is checking the data for biases and cleaning it up. Next, we need to exercise courage. This is about creating a work culture where developers feel safe, in fact, are encouraged to raise their hand and say, hey, wait a minute, this could be harmful. And finally, we've got to practice temperance. Yeah, innovation is moving at lightning speed, but we have to balance that speed with a thoughtful, ethical rollout into society.
Now, of course, this isn't just a job for the coders. The responsibility is way bigger than that. It's about how we, as a society, govern this technology. We need to set some rules for our digital world. And guess what? Stoicism has some pretty solid ideas for that too. And this slide shows a really great comparison. Think about how we usually make rules for new tech. It's almost always reactive, right? Something terrible happens, and then we scramble to make a law. That's slow, it's often outdated by the time it passes, and it can kill innovation. A Stoic-inspired approach flips that completely. It's proactive, it's practical, it looks ahead, and it's built to adapt. The whole goal is to steer the technology towards helping everyone, right from the beginning. So, what's the bottom line here? It's that the Stoic idea of justice is all about aiming for the good of the community, not just profits for one company or benefits for a few people. The ultimate goal has to be ensuring that AI helps society as a whole, and that it actually helps close the gaps between people, not make them wider. Okay, this brings us to the last and maybe the most critical part of this whole conversation, because it's not just on the developers or the politicians. It comes down to you and me. It's about our own personal responsibility in this digital age.
So it's worth taking a second to ask ourselves, what is our role in all this? How do the little choices we make every day actually steer the direction of AI for the whole planet? It's a big question.
It all starts with cultivating what you might call an AI-informed mind. What that means is, we can't just be passive consumers of this stuff. We have to look critically at the content AI spits out. We have to realize that our choices, every click, every share, everything we buy based on a recommendation, is a vote for the kind of AI we want. It's really about learning to use our own judgment instead of just blindly trusting the machine.
And one last thing to really let sink in, this isn't a one-and-done kind of problem. I love this quote here because it's so true. Navigating AI ethics isn't a destination we arrive at. It's a journey. It's this constant ongoing process, part philosophy, part hands-on problem solving, and we're all in it together.
So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that we are not just helpless passengers on this ride. By using these ancient, time-tested principles of reason and virtue, we actually have a solid, powerful game plan to take control of our technological future and make sure we're shaping it for the better.